What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to African Mujolo with your boy King. And today, guys, I've got a nice video for you guys. It's a video that is going to give us so much knowledge as to the psychology of women, how they think, how they perceive themselves, especially after having multiple abortions, after having a divorce. What are women thinking in those regards? It's a video. I just saw the title and I'm like, I want to watch this one with you guys. That's why I've got my pen and my notebook here so that I can give you guys, I can take notes with you guys and watch this thing for the first time. It's a powerful video, guys. From the comments, I read the comments and I could see which eyes they are color serious. Now, let's listen to this video. It's two videos. They are very long, so I don't want to talk too much. Let's get straight into this video, guys.
14 heartbreaks, divorce. It's no longer the men. I'm the common denominator. Something is wrong with me. So if I don't go and heal that thing, it goes still enter second marriage. That's why I say, that every divorcee has the tendency to divorce again. It's easier, sir, if you don't deal with the root of the first divorce.
How did you now come out? What led to the divorce? You never answer.
Okay,
sorry.
So I was telling you the root problem. We lacked emotional connection. Do you understand? I was the one who made the decisions. I was the leader. I was the man. You understand? He was, and I won't lie to you, my ex-husband, that's why I don't bash him anyway. He's a good guy. He loved me to death. But me, I'm thinking, let's become. How we go come out of this poverty? How we go? But he could say,
He was laid back.
do you understand? I go just dey vex. I was very aggressive. Why? Because I had 14 heartbreaks. I had not healed from all of that. A lot of times in marriage, your wife is not fighting with you. She's fighting with her exes, her trauma. I brought all of that inside that marriage. I was a mad woman in that marriage. Trust me. I remember one day like this. I think there was no light. I told him, please, now I was pregnant. Help me put on the gen and all of that. But I think we had a misagreement, so he didn't answer me. He was listening. I still shared this thing yesterday in a class, and I was like, I charged. I don't even know where it came from. Carry the thing where you carry it. Yeah. That's what you do. Jesus, what's in happen? So, I remember that day vividly. He said, after everything, he was like, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why are you like this? We're on the same team. I start to cry like Pikin. So, first of all, imagine that he's like me. He go beat the hell out of me that day. So when somebody says, my wife made me beat her, it's not true. You are a beater. There's beating inside you. It's not true. You made me. Nobody can make you do anything. There are, 3,000 responses you can make in a second according to emotional intelligence. So I tell people, when you say, because Nami first slap him, that's why he slapped me back. Not lie, he's a slapper. So that guy that day, because I use that as example every time. That's why I tell him, I don't bash him, he's a good guy. We were not just, you understand, we were not just right for each other. I was just a crazy woman. My own trauma, a full trailer. So I felt for a long time after I had to go and apologize to him. Because I felt I ruined a life of a young budding man. I did. Which is another, people will tell me, how do I get remarried? You understand, after a divorce, people are not, because you are still bitter. You have not made peace. You are still carrying pain everywhere. I went to him. I did not say, the reason why our marriage failed was because you were, no. The issues are there. Everybody knows their part.
Who initiated the divorce?
Me.
So real quick, after completing,
men are no verse. I know this story. Get one.
No,
it's okay.
Everybody just they breathe deep.
After fulfilling the operation,
get married
to prove that they're wrong. Were you fulfilled?
No,
you were not. So that was what took like you got married and you now found out that there's still a whole lot more
vacuum,
emptiness. Because the problem was not with marriage. It was with me.
It was with you.
I needed to find myself, heal myself, find my own identity, heal my pain, not to go and marry. which is what a lot of people do.
How did you not heal yourself for you not to go enter second? Because for you to second marriage.
They do therapy. That's why I'm a therapist today. Thankfully, therapy. I was in therapy for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
So after that marriage, you just
And I was single too.
and people were coming.
Oh yes, because fine girl no dey like man.
Wow, guys. Whew. I've always advocated to you guys that get married early. I've always said this. Guys, if you're watching this channel, you are underneath the age of 30, underneath the age of 25, underneath the end of 27, and there is someone in your life that you feel I can start this issue of life with this person. I can run our affairs with this person. I can trust this person. I love this person. Listen, take it from me, who's 10 years married. I got married when I was 25. Start now. Start when you have little to nothing. It's better to get married early. I'm not saying it's always the great case or whatever. I'm saying when you get married early, you can, if should a divorce come, it is much not easier, but it's better to get to rebound again. Unlike getting married in your late 30s and marrying for 10 years and divorcing, it's very difficult to come back, guys. So I always tell people, get married early because of this fact. Just imagine you meet someone who has been through 14 heartbreaks. 14. And this lady, is being honest, because some ladies have been to more than 30, guys. More than 30 heartbreaks. And you are number 42. Do you think all of those traumas that are in that woman are just going to go away? It's not going to go away, guys. You're going to meet those traumas. You're going to meet those challenges, those problems, those insecurities somewhere, somehow in your marriage. Because now you have taken this person that you don't know. Guys, get married early. I promise you, get married in your 20s. I promise you, in your 20s, you might meet someone who's been through 5 relationships, 2 relationships, some even 1 relationship. If you are lucky, not even 1 single relationship. You might even meet a virgin that is still in a 20s, 21, 22, and you marry them at 23, whatever the case can be. But I'm saying it's earlier in those stages because those people have not yet traveled the kilometers of relationship, if you understand what I'm saying. But this lady, her story has got a background, and I want you guys to listen to the background with me, because she's got a very interesting story.
I had a child at 19, 14 heartbreaks and 15 abortions, and I could not even say no to sex. It was that bad.
14 of them. What exactly happened to Lara? Could I see?
Okay, so I cannot talk about the heartbreak without talking about how I think born the child.
Okay,
19.
Good.
That's where it started.
At age
from.
19, yes.
You get. So I was in school. I was in Abeokuta, church girl, and I was with this man. We were going to get married. That was the plan, because we are church girls. We shouldn't have, all of those things. But small, You understand? From kiss to, make I explain. Okay. And it will be coming down. So from kissing to, so you get one day like that where we say, oh, I enter, no, don't go. Just the tip, that kind of thing. So I don't know, to be honest. I thought I was still a virgin. So I found out I was pregnant when I was 5 months and 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, and I was in my 2nd year in the Polytechnic at this time. You get, so now that time, problem can start. Because how do you tell your parents? How do you tell, anyway, thankfully I went back to school. And at this time I told you I was a church girl, choir everywhere. In the big church back home in Lagos, in school, choir coordinator, fellowship, all those things. It was crazy, but how I even find out that it was 5 months, 2 weeks, was they say they won't go come out, say small pikin. Your papa go send me come out for house. You understand? When I found out I was pregnant, I didn't know how long it was or how far gone I was. So my mom found out, with her friends, hey, Jesus, so maybe we go, hey, this child, da 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 da. Now when we reach hospital, doctor say, okay, before we even do anything, maybe we check how far. Doctor just say, I can't see the head of a baby. My mom just fainted. So doctor say, sorry, it's too late. So she go born this baby. So I went back to school. Like, I didn't tell my dad. It was away in Abuja then. So I just told my mom, this is my final year in the Polytechnic. If I tell my dad, that's the end of my school. So make I collect school fees first. So, and then I went back to school. My mom dealt with the rest. And my father sent word, I must not see you again. This is not my child. You get that kind of thing. So it was when I got back to school, had the baby, came back home at some point, because I was just a child, nursing a child. I didn't even know how to take care of myself. So I developed a breast abscess. So I couldn't wear a bra for months, So at that time, I think I came for, so that time they don't beg my papa, I beg, that kind of thing. So I was back home. So my dad would see me, it was in pain. It would, now that I'm a parent, my daughter is 22 years old, by the way.
Wow.
So I can relate now, but he would look at me with pain, say, see, who go marry you? You're finished. He never say, you don't go school. That kind of thing. You don't go make money, but our parents in this part of the world, you get, say, you will marry you, even cha-cha, virgins. They no see husband. Who will marry somebody after one? So that kind of thing. And in my head, I didn't tell him because of me. But in my head, I told him that I will prove this man wrong. I will make sure I get married, prove him wrong, and become somebody so that he will swallow his words. And that was the greatest mistake of my life. Yeah, because that was when I started subconsciously what I call Operation Get Married to Prove Daddy Wrong. From then, I started seeing myself as after one. Do you understand? Meaning that I'm not like the next girl. You understand? Meaning that, so which was where the heartbreak started from. I felt like any man that would be with me was doing me a favor. So I had to bend beyond double to do. I felt like I had to do more than what the average girl would do. Because me now, I don't get name after one. So nobody, so which was why when a guy tell me, stand on your head, use your hand like this, I go do him.
Wow.
You understand? And don't forget, Operation Get Married to Prove Daddy Wrong, which is what a lot of people are doing today. I must prove my ex wrong. He said I will never find anybody like him. You understand? So I will show him Pepe. Meaning, do you know what that means? That means you no longer are in control of your life. It is that person. Because all your decisions are centered around that person. My mama family, my village people, they say, I no go make harm. I must show them. So from that, you start buying cars, you start entering debts to get house, to put your children in high, you understand, billable schools, just to prove that I'm doing well. Meanwhile, you are dying inside. This was what happened to me. Imagine enduring all of that for 40. That is why I could have 15 heartbreaks. Because when one person say, I want to sleep with you, I don't use protection. Mumu me, I'll be like, hey, I don't go. If you say, no, if you vex, leave me now. So that's why when you see people on social media say terrible things, or people in relationships, you go, they say, can't you see? You they crazy, are you stupid? You don't know the trauma that is powering them, the decision that is powering them. You understand? That's why they want to die there. My father or my mother left my marriage. I cannot leave marriage. So the man, they beat me, they there. Do you understand? They say that it is a curse in our, I'm going to break the curse. You die there. Do you understand? So, which was why I would end up aborting for one guy. And he would still say, I don't use condom, or you now, you have to be smarter. And me, stupid me, still go sleep with the same guy, get pregnant, still go abort again. Which was how he ended up being 15.
Yo. Guys. Okay, first of all, guys, being a church girl does not guarantee anything in today's life. Because churches of today, the pastors are afraid to talk the truth in the church. So they are massaging this issue of dating and courting and, people being together, having children in church. I was once in one church. It's a Zimbabwean church, Forward in Faith by Baba Guti. I was visiting that church. And the day, guys, I'll never forget that day. The day I visited that church, imagine, it's the first time I'm visiting this church. We are sitting there. The pastor comes in. Before the pastor starts preaching, he makes a lady stand up and a gentleman stand up. They are fairly young, in their 20s. That pastor was so angry. This girl was pregnant. She was the praise and worship leader. She was actually singing. And then the gentleman was sitting somewhere in the church. Gentleman was sitting somewhere in the church. And then he called those two guys, the guy and the lady. He said, come, stand here. And he went. He went on top of them. How useless they are. How embarrassing. This is Forward in Faith. Who was the pastor? I think the pastor was Baba Mabaso. And then he was on top. It must be Baba Mabaso. On top of these people. I'm a visitor in this church. I'm seeing how he's rebuking and embarrassing these two children, especially the lady, because she was a praise and worship leader, and it's one of those churches where there isn't many people that can sing. She was the one that can sing. Excuse me, guys. And then makes them stand up and goes on top of them, how useless they are, how they've embarrassed the church, how they've embarrassed him and everything. Now he takes, you know how the stage is set up. The stage is set up like this. The pastor looks at the congregation. So the congregation is facing this way. He takes two chairs and puts them on the side here so that these people can sit every Sunday on those two chairs. Up until they get married. She's pregnant. It's an embarrassment. The guy is not working. He says, I don't know how you're going to do it, but the two of you are going to get married. I was like, what is going on here? I was still young. It was before I got married. So for me, it was amazing to see a pastor that takes this thing of fornication and adultery and everything so serious in the church. Today's churches, they just don't. So when someone says, I'm a church girl, I'm a praise and worship leader, I'm a pastor's child, to me it means nothing in today's world, because churches don't practice purity like we Africans used to do. Africans, the more pure you are, the more expensive you are, the more of a crown you are to your family. The respect and honor of your family was carried by you, because they would give you away in a representation that their family has kept you for so many years, you know. She's right when she says, now that I'm a parent, I now understand what my parents felt like. A person who's not a parent can never feel that feeling that she's talking about. You can assume you know how your mother feels about you, but you will never ever understand what it feels like. Like someone said in the church I'm currently in now, he said, they went to watch his son die in hospital because of some blood cancer issue. And that son was suffering, and the doctors kept on saying, tomorrow. And the father said, I sat there and watched my son die. He said, at that moment, I could do anything to take his place, and I die. It's the father that's saying that. He says, because I want my son to live longer than me. You know, I have done my life. I'm done with everything. I want to replace. He said that I understood how God must have felt when Jesus was on the cross. If you're a Christian, you relate. If you're not Christian, it's okay. I'm just making an example. Now, you marry now for wrong reasons. You marry to prove people wrong. You marry to show people that you are right. You marry, guys, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Once you start getting married because you want to show people, you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house because you want to show people, you will suffer forever. You will suffer forever. But syndrome. What will people say? You will suffer forever. I won't lie to you guys. So I think this is a beautiful story that still proves my point that the earlier you get married, the better. Do not wait for the money to come. Do not even wait to say, I want to be all wise, all wisdom. I want to watch. In today's world, you don't need to experience pain for you to learn from it. You can learn from other people's mistakes, and you can say, this thing, it's a red flag because I saw it. It happened in my aunt's family. It happened in my father's family. It happened in my mother's marriage. And once you see abuse and whatever, you don't have to go through it yourself. You can identify the signs and say, no, I don't want you. But I'd like to hear, because this video is a little bit too long, I would like to hear your thoughts on the comment section. 14 heartbreaks, so many abortions. Guys, be careful, start earlier. And it's so happy. I'm so happy because this lady has a positive testimony at the end. She's a psychologist. She's now working, helping other marriages. Many people will not get to her level. So don't try to experiment with your life, ladies. Don't experiment. Even the gents, don't experiment with your life thinking, when I'm 30, after I'm done playing, I will stop. You will stop in the grave. You will stop in the grave. I promise you. Thank you so much, guys. Those who are enjoying the content, please click the subscribe button. Let's pump this channel up to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, just remember, guys, that African Mojolo will humble you. Subscribe.